On daf 56 of Eruvin, we get this comment about how the cities set aside for the Levim, the Torah gives special cities set aside for the Levim, and they had a certain territory around them, kind of like open land around these cities. What was fascinating was hearing just how many different perspectives there were about how this land was actually supposed to be laid out. You know, the Torah's got a verse, and the verse is, it seems kind of clear when you first read it, but then when you try to put it on a map and draw exactly what it's talking about, there's actually a lot of different perspectives on what it looks like. Is the area around it, is it circular? Is it going to be square? Is it going to be, you know, in the kind of the main directions, northeast, east, south, east, south, west, or is it fully surrounding it in a square or in a circle? All kinds of different perspectives you get on this. And I tend to find there's what you call like Beit Midrash Torah and real world Torah. You know, Beit Midrash Torah, you get all these different theoretical arguments and debates going back and forth. But then one of the rabbis decides to do something that you frankly don't see all that often. Step out of the Beit Midrash, step out of like this kind of intellectual debates and go to speak to somebody who's a professional surveyor who actually lays out land for a job. And he says, no, this is how you understand this. So a guy who actually probably has a lot less Torah study, but is really much more grounded in how the world works, how cities are laid out, and he's able to explain a whole perspective on it. So you've got all these rabbis with their intellectual perspectives, and there's one rabbi saying, no, here's the way I understand it because I spoke with somebody who was on the ground doing it. And it's just one of those moments that shows that there's really can be a combination. I think too often we're just in the Beit Midrash Torah, too often we're just in the theoretical ideas that might not actually translate into the practical world. And it's cool to see this one rabbi stepping outside that and saying, no, we need somebody who's on the ground, an expert in this area, and he's going to have a totally different perspectives on this to help us understand what we, with all of our background and study and research, what we are missing.